Welcome everyone. Welcome to the SkillHat Tech Career Accelerator Demo Day, Cohort 6. This is again one of the most exciting days here at SkillHat where we demo our amazing teams. Before we talk about the program and what it is, I'll tell you about who we are at SkillHat. We are an ed tech company in the education and technology space. We train motivated people in tech skills and place them in strategic roles at the world's best companies. We do training and staffing for a number of roles, including software development, product management, business analysis, agile project management, program management, Scrum, and UX design. We've also now introduced artificial intelligence and no-code software development. We're based here in Toronto, Canada. We've also recently established offices in London, England, and Lagos, Nigeria, and we've also been in Houston, Texas for a while. You belong here at SkillHat if you want to transition to tech, strategy, or management, or grow in these spaces. If you're a newcomer to the US or Canada or a new grad, if you want to get certified or promoted, or you want to hire quality talent, you belong here if you are in any of these categories. A bit more about myself. My name is Mo, co-founder and CEO here at SkillHat. Before we get into the program, let me ask you guys a question, right? Anyone who knows me knows I love this metaphor because it just makes sense. Essentially, if you had a leaky toilet, right? You had a toilet that was leaking and it was just nasty, and you had to get it fixed ASAP, right? Because it was just clogging up the whole house. And you had to choose between one of two plumbers, plumber A and plumber B. Now, plumber A went to school for a year for plumbing. He went to the Harvard of plumbing. And in that time, he also watched 100 YouTube videos. But he's actually never quite fixed a toilet before. He only went to school for it. He's never fixed a toilet before. Now, plumber B actually didn't even go to school for plumbing, but he apprenticed. It was an apprentice for 12 weeks under a master plumber. And in that 12 weeks, he fixed 9 toilets on your street for your neighbor. Which one of these guys would you go with? You could put in the chat, plumber A or plumber B. Who would you choose to fix your toilet? Okay, I see some comments in the chat. Lots of folks are saying B. Anyone else saying A? Everyone's saying B. Okay, so why? Why would we go with plumber B, even though he never went to school, but this guy went to Harvard of plumbing? Okay, there we go. The experience, the hands-on experience. There we go. So that's why we're here. A bit more about the accelerator. It's to provide hands-on experience to people who want to transition into tech or switch roles within tech teams. But switching roles in tech teams is hard, and even getting to tech for the first time is actually really hard, especially in today's job market. And what's the problem? The problem is that lots of folks who want to switch from maybe being a customer service person to being a business analyst or go from being a developer to a product manager, the lack of experience in that specific role in a cross-functional team makes it hard. And also, if you have no portfolio, you haven't built a product before, but you have the skills, it becomes hard to convince the employer that you do have skills. The second challenge is even when you have the skills sometimes and you have some experience, when you don't have a lot of insight into the industry because of lack of experience, or you're not marketable in terms of your resume, your interview skills, and you don't have a strong network that can advocate for you, it also becomes quite hard. And so we want to solve that problem. But how do you gain the experience with no experience? And so that's why we're here. We solve that problem through the accelerator. And in this program, over the last 9 weeks, we've had 6 teams in this cohort put in lots of work every week. You know, we say 10 to 16 hours. Some teams are putting in 40 hours a week per individual in these teams to build products. These are real life products that will be going live and are essentially startups. And the purpose is, as you know, to showcase their skills to the employers in the room, the recruiters in the room, but also to actually just build startups and build products and make money. And so we've delivered a bunch of products that you'll be watching today. And so you're going to get to watch the demo of 6 products today. Now, each team will present for 7 minutes. Now, teams, I know I told you guys 6 minutes in the prep, but hey, good luck. You have an extra 1 minute today. Okay, so use that as you will. You have 7 minutes today to present your product. So don't rush. Take your time. Stay within time though, and present your product demo and your business. And then we'll have judges who will provide feedback and ask questions in 6 minutes as well. So what is the criteria for judging? There's 4 criteria. One is the presentation quality. Is this presentation a, Steve Jobs-like presentation? Are we drawn in? Do we just love your storytelling? That's the first. The second is the actual product, the technical depth and the quality of what was delivered over 9 weeks in context. How do we rate that? The third is the design, so the experience of the product. Do we believe that the experience that you delivered and the design that's showcased on the screen is the design that will enable the end user who has a problem to solve that problem effectively? And then four is the business viability. Will this make money? Will this be able to survive in the competitive landscape? And how scalable is this? What's the business model here? And how does this business model align with the problem you're looking to solve? And so those are the four criteria with which we'll be judging today. Okay. So we're gonna have two winners, so to speak. We will have the audience vote and we'll have the judges vote. So the judges are rating on that criteria, and so is the audience. So if you're in the audience and you're watching and you're like, you know what, I love this product, just take my money right now. I want to start using this. You have a chance to vote and share your thoughts on that. So we will share a link for the audience to vote. Now remember, this is only for the audience. So once that link is shared, judges do not vote with that link, and also teams do not vote with that link. It is for the audience. Okay. And that is it. We're gonna go to the teams to inform you guys of who the teams are. We have 6 teams presenting today. We have Unitystash, which is in the fintech space, Techleap in the e-learning space, Paycheck for compensation and benefits, HustleHub, which is a sales marketplace, Recipefy for culinary tech, and EazyCan, which is immigration tech. Okay? So let's meet the judges. Let's go to our esteemed judges today. We've brought in a distributed group of different skill sets who come from different backgrounds, who bring different perspectives in terms of engineering, project management, product management, and investing in entrepreneurship. So let's go left to right. Let's start with Muyiwa to start with the intros for the judges. So 30 seconds, tell us about your background, what you're looking forward to today, and why you're excited to be here.
Cool. Hi. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite, Mo. My name is Muyiwa, like Mo said, and I have a background in engineering. I started over a decade ago now, just working at startups as a software engineer, and worked all the way to being an engineering manager recently at Stripe. And for me, I'm excited to be here. I know just how life-changing technology can be, and I'm excited for all of you that are making that, transition to the industry. And I'm happy to provide any feedback and help you in that journey.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's go to Deanna.
Hey there, thanks Mo for having me. I'm Deanna Christensen. I'm Soft Choice. Background over 30 years in engineering and project management. So like they say, that the DNA of me is project management. Under my leadership, I have resource management, project management, engineering, and operations for Soft Choice. I'm also the head of the BERG, the Black Employee Resource Group, hence why I met you, Mo, last year. So I'm always looking for great talent and giving an opportunity for someone or a group that wants to start off in the Canadian market.
Awesome. Thanks, Deanna. By the way, your audio had some choppiness, some echo. Uh, maybe check it out. See if you can join audio from a different device if we can't fix it. Thank you for coming again. It's a pleasure to have you here again with us.
Thank you.
Conrad, my man, good to see you. Let's have
Hey,
you do an intro.
good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Conrad Flowers. I'm a project director at the City of Toronto. Uh, I have been in technology for a long time, over 20 years. It I've grown. I started out as a developer. I moved into network administration, and then into managing, an entire business unit. Um, Currently, I lead a team that includes a portfolio manager, PMs, business analysts, and my portfolio covers technology infrastructure and foundational type initiatives. So it's really a pleasure being here. I'm looking forward to seeing the presentations, and I wish everyone good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic. And then definitely last but not least, Chris.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me. My name is Chris Thompson. I'm the executive director of the Federation of Black Canadians. Basically, I'm a social entrepreneur. I run and I've built two organizations, one Federation of Black Canadians, which is a national non-for-profit focused on supporting Black community across Canada, with it's grown it from no staff, no funding to about 15 staff across Canada, over $1 million plus in funding. And I also started another non-for-profit charity called Skills for Life, dedicated to youth and building life skills from an early age, just trying to give back to what I can. And my background is in structural development, governance, staff management, fundraising, and community development. So that's kind of my background. I'm glad to be here to support.
Fantastic. And it's demo time. It's demo time. So judges, I shared with you a judging spreadsheet where you could put your scores. Just wanted to confirm from everyone. Are you able to see that? Do you have access to that right now? Yeah, Lua says, yeah. Chris, you know where that is? Yeah, okay, fantastic. Okay, it's demo time. With no further ado, our first team presenting is Unitystash. If you are ready to go, let me know and you can share your screen. We'll kick it off.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the MVP release presentation for our product, Unitystash. My name is Adeola, one of the Scrum Masters representing the team. Over the past 9 weeks, we've had the privilege of collaborating with talented professionals, including the product manager, business analyst, UI UX designers, and software developers. And this happened under the thorough guidance of our coaches across 5 different time zones to develop this application. So now I'm going to pass it on to Naomi, our product manager, and Jude, our designer, to take us through this presentation.
So the current credit, there's some problems with the credit system. Certain communities such as immigrants, families making under 60K, and young entry-level professionals can't really compete with more established entities over time-sensitive opportunities. And it's due to no fault of their own. So due to a lack of trouble accessing credit, making structured savings plans, and then finding affordable financing, they're kind of left out on some opportunities, and it's mainly due to a lack of credit history. And so these type of users have made rotational savings something they do all over the world manually, and we're hoping to digitize that. So let me demo. I'll share my screen and let me demo Unitystash. Let me know if you can see my screen. So our persona Dorcas already has an account for demo purposes, and she's a 25-year-old master's student and admin who wants to save up for study abroad, but by the time she saves up, the opportunity to sign up would be over. And so because she's concerned about her private information, financial information, she's required to put in an OTP for every time she logs in. And so all she does is the OTP is sent to her email, where she can then copy and paste it to the input box. So once she copies and pastes it, the OTP, sorry.
Am I asking for a new code? There's a new code, FYI.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're the first to go. We'll give you a few extra seconds so you can relax and just put the OTP in and do your demo.
I think it's just Wi-Fi problems. Okay, so once she puts in the OTP, she'll be taken onto the, this is wrong.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, this is the correct OTP. So once she puts in the OTP, she gets taken to the profile tab of Unitystash. Within the profile section, at the very top, there's the public profile. And over here, the public profile that her team members can view. In the public profile, team members can corroborate her image, her contact info, and her soft location pulled by an API to safeguard themselves against phishing. To verify her identity with us, Dorcas has to upload her driver license for us to verify her identity. The Credit Karma scoring isn't to gatekeep her from the platform, but to make sure everyone involved can make informed decisions. And lastly, she will put in her bank account details. Once the profile section is done to ensure security and transparency within each of the users and the platform itself, she'll move on to the Teams tab. Within the Teams tab, she can create a team, join a team, or see the team she's already in. So when she creates a team, she can upload an image that best represents her team, put in the team name, and also the contribution amount, which everyone in the group will contribute the same amount, as well as the maximum participants and start date. Whichever criteria is met first, the max participants or start date is when the group would close. For now, the cash out order is rotational until we meet our post MVP goal of having a team chat. In this case, Dorcas already has a referral link from her peers. And so instead, she will just click join a team. And put in the referral code. Once she inputs that, she can see the group creator's information as well as the credit score, the team details she would have put in if she was the team creator. And if she's okay with $1,000 a month for 8 months with 8 participants, then she can make that informed decision to join. Once she joins, in order to increase the number of people in the group, she can invite others. And in this, for demo purposes, if she was the team creator as well, she'll have an extra invitation pane. In the invitation pane, she can see everyone else that wants to join that group. And for accountability's sake, you can see who referred that person. That way, if one person goes MIA during the process, you can always find who referred them or who referred the referrer and eventually find them. The team creator would be able to accept or reject these users. For Dorcas, she wants to know how much is owed, which is the same each month, when it's due, and how she pay. Seamlessly with Stripe, she will put in her information, and she'll know it has gone through. If she sees a pop-up on top that says payment successful. Since this is a group effort, in order to get that $12,000 a month, she needs to make sure her team members are doing their part. Underneath the team members panel, she can see who has completed and who is still pending for that month. Dorcas can also find out when she wants to, when she can withdraw by seeing if her withdraw button is purple. Both of the teams pane and the withdrawal pane add structure and transparency to this entire process, which is lost during the manual savings process. If she ever wants real-time notifications as this is happening, she can always go to the notifications pane. And a month ahead, when she's doing a financial audit of herself, she can make her way to the transactions history at any time. If she has questions, she can go to the support tab where she can view the common questions and answers and reach out to us if need be. And after 5 minutes of non-activity to protect her information, she gets automatically logged out. Now I'll be going over the competitive analysis. For the competitive analysis, Unitystash is different because we do not have any subscription fee, and we're targeting the Canadian and American market. And furthermore, unlike a traditional Rosca, we have transparency and accountability just built right in. And with other options that are not rotation savings, like buy now, pay later, we are less risky. I pass on to Jude. Now we'll go over the revenue. So this revenue is based on 200 groups of 12 users, each inputting 1,000 a month. This projection is from the same amount of users waitlisted on the Bloom app right now, which is our competitor. So we break even within the first month. Within the third month, we make 3 million, and then within the fifth year, we make 13 million. And all our revenue just comes from the MVP revenue source of just 5% withdrawal fee, and a 5% API from us storing the user's money in high yield savings account. That is FDIC assured. I pass on to Jude.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Jude, and I'll be taking us through the future state of the product. Here we have the inside dashboard. The inside dashboard helps the users to visualize their progress, track their savings, and stay motivated along the way. Next, we have the team chat. The team chat keeps the teams of savers connected, helps them share their experiences within, motivate each other, and also maintain the strength within the community, just as the traditional rotational savings do. And this brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you, Unitystash.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause, everyone. All right. I'm just curious, before we get to the judges, how many of us have done a traditional like group savings? In Nigeria, it's called Agile. And then in, I think in Jamaica, it's called Rosca. If you have done a traditional savings before, manually put an S in the chat. I'm just curious.
In
and with
Jamaica,
that,
it's called partner.
where is it called partner?
Yeah, it's called a partner in Jamaica.
Yeah. So if you've done it before traditionally, like manually with your friends, put an S in the chat. Okay, interesting. All right, let's go to the judges. We'll just go from back to front. We'll start with Chris to ask the question or provide any feedback over the next 6 minutes. We'll start with Chris.
First off, thank you for your presentation. For me, I think I had questions just on the beginning. I know we had a little difficulty there in kind of flowing through with the beginning part of it. You said well, actually, I think it was later. You talked about Bloom as being the competitor, the main competitor. I think there's a few. Why did you choose Bloom as the main competitor that you wanted to compare it to?
The others that are out there are typically that we've seen are typically for the South American or Latin American market. So they're all concentrated in countries where people already have access to the manual Rosca. They already have people that are doing it. And so our Bloom is one of the biggest competitors that are for the Western market. And they're also trying to go for the early adopters of technology as well, like we are, which is the early entry-level professionals that are older Gen Zs and younger millennials as well.
Thank you so much. That's helpful.
All right, thanks. Let's go to Conrad, and we can come back to Chris for once we've gone around the room.
All right, Unitystash, very, very nice presentation. Just a question regarding, the minimum amount. Is there a minimum amount that can that someone who is participating that they have to put in, or how does that part work? I know we're using 1,000 as an example, but is there a minimum amount kind of thing that they have to put in, maximum, kind of thing? Can you expand on that?
Yes. So in order to make money from the 5% fee as well as the 5% APY, the minimum amount they would have to contribute each month is $900.
Okay. Maybe Chris, is there a follow-up? Sorry, Conrad, is there a follow-up question to that as regards to why you asked that question?
I asked a question because some persons may not be able to afford that amount, and so that could become problematic for the business model that we're trying, that we have here. So that's something that I was trying to understand, and how would we be able to deal with that particular scenario, because then some people may not be able to afford it. So in terms of the market that you're trying to go after, you may not get that market penetration because people may not be able to afford the money that they need to put in. So that was the follow-up.
Thank you for that feedback. I'm sure the team, I recommend you go review the number. Let's go to Deanna for her questions, thoughts, or feedback.
Thoughts were on the last one on the revenue projection. What did you use to base that revenue projection at 628 ROI? How would you penetrate your market? That's what I start thinking about, right? Where's the market? Where are you going to penetrate? It was a great presentation, but I get back to ROI, where most companies, when you do a business model, you want to know how you're going to get to that. So I thought it was great, but that left me a little bit going, okay, how would you do that?
So the go-to-market strategy. So for pre-launch, we just want to build awareness. And so we'd go to resource groups, specifically for immigrants that have already been doing this manually. And then we'd go to early adopters, right? Gen Z is early Gen Z, younger millennial. They're one of the biggest groups that are very interested in finance now compared to other groups. And so we'd get them to join the wait list. And then during our launch, we want to drive organic adoption through the in-app referrals. And then outside from that, we want to do SEO targeted marketing to target those keywords. There's like over 200 words that from different countries in different languages that kind of specify what this is. And so we want to market those words as well. And then post-launch, we just want to legitimize, right, ourselves as like a way to save fast for a big purchase. And so what we do is we by then we hope to have 1,000 successful cycles, and we want to build a community by showcasing those 1,000 successful cycles through short form video content and blogs. And then we want to also go to pools of audiences that are already interested in finance by working with financial influencers. This is 6 months post launch.
Look, I'll do a little deeper with what Conrad said. You just said a keyword referrals. Are you going to be paying for referrals, or just going to be word of mouth? Especially being brand new, you're launching something brand new. So what are you depending on in that projection?
So in that projection, what we're depending on is the people who are waitlisted would create those groups and then start adding people to create. So in the app, you can refer others, and whoever joins can refer others. So it's like a chain of people referring others, and all times you know who referred who. So from those organic, the system in which you just refer people to join the group and increase the group number is what we're hoping the organic referral they're from.
Okay, so there's no money tied to the referrals?
No.
Okay. All right, that's it for me.
All right, let's go to Muyiwa, and then we'll go run back to Chris for final comments. Muyiwa, did you have any questions, thoughts, or comments?
Yeah, just one quick follow-up question. The presentation, from my understanding, this is really catering to folks that don't have access to credit. Is that correct, Naomi?
Yes, they don't have access to credit, but it's not because they have bad credit scores, because they might be new to a country, or they might be like just joining their new tech job right out of college and making that 100K.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, let's say a user joins in when they don't have credit, and fast forward maybe a year or so, and they do have access to credit. Do you imagine that they continue to use Unitystash, or perhaps, they kind of drop out?
So when we were doing our user research, we looked for people with great credit as well as low credit. And the problem with people with great credit is like, as they're making that money, their standard of living rises. And when they put it in their savings account, automated savings account, 2 months later, they stop the automation and then they go back again, right? And they lack that accountability and that having like just being with others, that social support. of saving money together. And so they were really interested about like making it like a game where you're with everyone else and like you're all save the same amount and you can only get it at a certain point. So you can't use it until you get it.
Gotcha. And with these groups, do you imagine that it's mostly going to be close friends that are in the groups, or could it be like a worldwide thing where you just with other random people?
Sure. Because due to the referral system and the way your personal information, contact info, location, credit score shows, we want it to be close friends and family. So everyone, at least one person in the group has to know someone else and has to vouch for their character when they're referring.
Makes sense. And then my last comment is just around the branding here. I like it. It's really neat how there's Unitystash all over Zoom, and it kind of connects the product together and all the people. So it's pretty neat.
I want to say that Jude, our UX designer, has looked into other banking brands, and they realize they're all different shades of blue. And they in the App Store and everywhere, you can't even tell them apart. Blue and then gold fonts, right? And so he looked at newer apps and he looked at the newer models and realized magenta and purple is a more warmer and more approachable color to finance.
Thank you. Let's go to Chris for any final comments or thoughts.
No, first, great idea. Thank you for the presentation and for one powering through. You know, you're live here doing a presentation and hiccups happen and you power through and your team and hold composure and finish it. So I want to congratulate on that and then putting it through. The last comment I have in terms of, this platform, it seems really heavily based on the referral opportunity to kind of expand your reach with the people coming in, and you have a $900 kind of buy-in fee. I think the one thing I would think about this was being so preference on referral and it's catered to new immigrants, people just getting started up, the viability of them being able to kind of have enough referrals to get it going. I think an incentive kind of opportunity to play into it is something you want to think about to try to help that pick up on the start. I could foresee it being, even though it's a great idea, marketing, it could be a little slow pickup, maybe than you've projected, since that it has a lot to do on the individual putting the time for the referral, figuring it out, while you're also catering people that are figuring out a lot of different things, maybe isolated friends. So I think that might be something to think about. Like if you're putting that whole expectation on the user to drive that outreach and growth, how the target audience, the same people that you're addressing, are they going to be able to do that, or it might take longer for that to do it? So any incentives or anything in kind that supports them with maybe partnering with something else that helps them, so that might be something you want to think about to draw that uptake. But thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and let's give one more round of applause to Unitystash. Okay, so we let you guys go over. You guys were the first. Other teams, please be aware of time. Sign into your app. We know you can sign in. You don't need to demo that specifically. Authenticate, be logged in, so there's no technical issues. And that's it. Let's go to the next team. And also, judges, you should start putting your scores in right now, so it's in real time, and you don't forget what team was what. So we'll give the judges 30 seconds to put their scores in. If you have any challenges, DM me in the chat, let me know. And then while we get HustleHub sharing their screen, so HustleHub, go ahead and share your screen and get ready, and we'll have judges put their scores in. Okay, fantastic. I see a bunch of scores, and I'm not going to say if they're really good or really bad, but we'll see at the end. Okay, let's go to the next team. Let's go to HustleHub. You have 7 minutes.
Hi, welcome to HustleHub. So just a little bit about us. In a rapidly evolving business landscape, remote work has become a cornerstone of modern employment practices. HustleHub is a project that seeks to provide a platform for connecting individuals seeking employment in remote tech sales. Our goal is to deliver a robust, secure, and user-friendly website that addresses the specific needs of both sales, individuals, and tech companies in the remote work landscape. Our team, both me and Amit, hi, I'm Natalie. We are the Scrum Masters and Agile Project Managers. Abiola is our product owner, manager, and business analyst. Adianka and Christina are both our business analysts. Evelyn is our developer, and Zainab, our designer. Meet Emma. Her goal is to secure a highly qualified candidate for the tech sales professional position while optimizing cost efficiently. Her frustration is the high cost of job postings. And just to give an idea, LinkedIn, they can charge hundreds of dollars a week just for a job posting. She wants to use her productive time invested in reviewing resumes, or she does not want to use her productive time invested in reviewing resumes that do not align with the specific criteria. To avoid sorting through resumes that are not relevant, concentrating only on tech sale resumes, and to reduce her recruitment expenses. And that is her main need. For Alex, his goal is to secure a remote tech sales job. His frustration, Alex's inability to get a desired role in the remote tech space since his immigration to Canada, despite the experience he acquired from his home country. His need is to be connected with potential employers. HustleHub, what we offer are features that can solve those problems of both Emma and Alex. We provide a free profile creation, fees that work. Right now, we're looking at $149 per job posting with additional fees at a cost. A video upload feature as well, a mark feature for both employers and employees, and the messaging feature too. Our competitive analysis broken down here is that the Indeed has about 30.4% of the market, LinkedIn just just under 18%, Glassdoor just under 9%, and the other, which is 43%, made up of various different companies. Our market growth, what we're seeing is that since 2020 in North America, there have been 400,000 plus positions in tech, and the 5-year projected growth in this space is 18.96%. HustleHub, we are the solution. HustleHub specializes in remote tech sales roles. We are the go-to solution for employers and employees that seek a specialized platform that offers a rich multimedia hiring experience. Please join us while we view our demo. Amit?
Yeah, thank you, Natalie. Hello, judges. I'm going to share my screen. Please stop sharing so that I can share.
If I know how to stop sharing. Okay.
Hello, judges. So this is our landing page. So I'm thrilled to introduce you to HustleHub. It's your go-to platform for connecting tech sales wizards with awesome remote job opportunities. But before we dive in, let me give you a brief about Alex's journey. Alex, remember, is our user persona. So picture this. I am Alex, fresh from Nigeria with dreams as big as Savannah. And fast forward to today, I'm here in Canada bringing a piece of that hustle with me. Sorry, this Alex didn't sound Nigerian, it sounded Indian. Now let's talk shop. Tech sales, exciting, dynamic, but something a tad bewildering. Am I right? Picture this, you are a tech sales headshot, but finding the right gig feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. Well, fret no more because HustleHub is here to save the day. Introducing HustleHub, your remote gig matchmaker. You can think of it like Tinder, but for tech sales pros and remote gigs. Swipe right for the dream job and left for the ones that don't spark joy. Easy peasy. Why HustleHub rocks? Why should you care? Let me break it down for you. We have a killer algorithm that matches you with gigs tailored to your skills and preferences. Say goodbye to endless scrolling through irrelevant job postings. How does it work? I'll explain you in 3 simple steps. Let me get started. I sign up as a salesperson. We sign up for the first time. I'm here going to skip that. I'm just going to log in right away. and we reach this dashboard to create a profile. The profile section, very simple questions: first name, last name, country, languages, your headline, your summary, attach your resume. We go to the next part, work experience. We have skipped all the fluff which is there on all other platforms. We are looking for sales jobs. What do we need to know? We just need to tell that I sold X product and I used Y methods. Very simple. Just put on those details and move forward. We also have a video introduction section. So basically, we all know it's a known fact that the employers have like less than 6 seconds to go through our resumes. So let's make the best of those 6 seconds. Put in a video profile, a short video of what you can do, how you speak. So all those things comes handy and to the point. We upload this. This is Alex. We create his profile. We tell him he's a sales manager with what experiences. And then our profile shows the recommended jobs for him. He can select the job which he likes and then go to apply and submit. And it's as simple as that. He has his profile. He can edit his profile. He can watch a video here. That's a video section. He can go to find jobs, look at the jobs that he wants, apply for them. He can track his applications, message the employers, and that's his user journey. Now let me take you on the other side of the user persona, which is a company. So the company signs up in a similar process. They get a different dashboard. This is about TELUS International. They created their profile. They posted these jobs. You can see the profile for the company. They have this job posting, which they have done. And then they go to find talent section. There are all these talents that they can see. They can bookmark these talents, which they like. They have this bookmark talent section. And then they can look at the video. They can look at their profile and create very simple. Now I'll give you a brief of how this works, right? So picture this. I'm Emma. I'm a true blue Canadian with a flair for finding talents faster than anyone can say eh in Canada, right? From polar bears to palm trees, I've combed every corner of this great white north in search of the hottest talent around. Let's get funky. Tech sales, it's like a roller coaster ride through a disco inferno, right? Now picture this. You are a company in dire need of tech sales talent, but finding the right fit feels like trying to find your car keys after a night of wild partying. Fear not, because HustleHub is here to light up the night. Introducing HustleHub, your talentastic sidekick on this wild ride. It's like your own personal talent coach, cheering you on from the sidelines as you strut your stuff on the recruiting dance floor. Get ready to boogie down. So why should you boogie with me? Let me break it down disco style. First, we have a disco fabulous algorithm that sifts through resumes faster than you can say staying alive, say goodbye to the hustle and bustle of traditional recruiting methods. Now let's hit the dance floor. How does it work? Very simple. As I showed you, step one, post a job, set the stage, light up the dance floor, and let the talent come to you like moths to a glittering disco ball. Step two, bust a move or two, watch as qualified talent shimmy and shake their way into the inbox. It's like catching fireflies on a summer night. And step three, hire and let the good times roll. So judges, are you ready to disco dance your way to the tech sales success? With HustleHub, lead the charge. The party never stops. Thank you, judges. This is from our end.
All right. That's the end of your presentation to confirm?
Yep.
All right. Can we give HustleHub a round of applause, please? Okay. Let's start with Conrad this time.
All right. Good presentation. I like the humor in it. Very nice. All right. I wanted to ask you something. This space is really crowded with different staffing companies and whatnot. I know that I kind of wanted to zone in a bit more in terms of how we are going to differentiate ourselves here from the many staffing companies that are out there. So I kind of wanted to kind of talk to a little bit more about that, and let's hear that piece. Thank you.
Sure. So of all the companies that we know of, the standard process has always been when you create a profile, you fill in all your experiences in the past, you put in your personal details, and you start looking for jobs. That has been standard throughout. There has been no innovation there. So what we are bringing here is, number one, a niche that is remote, tech, and sales. These are the three keywords we are playing on. It is not there with all the other players. Secondly, now, as we all know that recruiters do not have enough time to sift through our resumes. There's a lot of ATS systems in which it gets filtered out initially. So we are trying to bring in a new system. It's like giving 6 seconds of fame to everyone. It's like sell me your pencil moment from from the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. So we are going to bring that moment of every salesperson. That is what the recruiter wants to know. Can the candidate make a sale for me or not? That, as simple as that. So we are presenting what I have sold in the past and how I sold it, and bring that as the selling proposition for a candidate to the employer. It's like using any like a TikTok video, like making for job search. A very short thing, just swipe right if they like the candidate, otherwise swipe left. Very simple. That is the motto we are working on.
Okay. We'll come back to Conrad shortly. Let's go to Deanna.
Interested in the video.
Pardon me?
I'm interested in the video play, the 30-second video. How does that tie into your pitch being different?
Well, we're the only employment platform that offers the video option. We're very media rich platform with messaging as well. So once you watch the video, you can message the candidate. So we see that definitely is going to make a difference in how the interviewing process goes. And of course, we like to expand it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Muiwa.
Were you asking me to play the video? Sorry, Dana.
No, she was just asking about why it matters to your business model. And then Deanna, you might want to try your other device because this one is this still the same device?
Oh,
Let's try the other one. Okay, let's go to Muiwa.
Cool. So for me, I'm curious about the sort of like the unit economics here. Can you, so each job posting is like 149, you said? And so let's say I was posting on Indeed, for example, how much does that cost me?
So Indeed is around $10 a day.
So that's like a monthly,
Yeah,
so
and
one
I'm
plus
charging
300.
Yeah.
And so then I can post however many job postings on Indeed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm a recruiter and I want
Post,
to,
not for as many jobs. $10 a day per post on Indeed.
$10 a day for one post?
For one post, yes, for one job post.
Okay. So yours ends up being cheaper for a recruiter, right?
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's right.
Okay. And then is the idea for HustleHub to be solely focused on remote tech sales and never expanding to other roles and opportunities in the future, do you think?
Initially, no. Initially, we want to stick to remote tech and sales. When we see if we are a leader in that segment, and then of course we can look at diversifying into other things and how we can bring a USP in any other category. But right now, we'll play on this USP.
And then it seems like once you do start branching out in that way, maybe the complexity comes in and you start moving the ways of some of the other staffing companies that exist today.
We would like to bring innovation to that, but I don't have an answer right
Okay.
now. I mean, right now, I'm of course playing on remote tech and sales. I mean, that time will tell, right?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to Chris.
Thanks again for the presentation. You've done well and the humor great. I love that. Actually, I had the similar question. It was kind of answered, but you kind of, your niche sector is very focused to the remote tech and sales, and so your projections on the sector and you're looking at other staffing agencies and comparing prices and the longevity. But is that taken into consideration when you eliminate like the plethora of opportunities, like what makes they're viable from being so open to so many areas of the market and jobs, and you're going to go to a niche? Have you really considered, how that may affect your trajectory and time frame compared to organizations that are making profit or longevity on a larger part of that market?
So, as per our research and understanding, everyone started off with a niche, and then eventually branched out to become a mammoth that they are today. So, like Amazon started with selling just books. Remember, I mean, now it sells like everything. So, we are starting with that. We are starting with a niche which is growing. Everyone is looking for remote jobs, and of course, we know we might find remote jobs even on LinkedIn or on Indeed, but they are not dedicated to it. I mean, it's not a go-to platform for it. So we are trying to build a platform in which people are looking for specifically remote jobs.
The other thing I want to add really quickly is that post MVP, we'd be looking at fees, like fees for features. If you wanted to add, let's say you want to be at the top of the search, that would be a fee for the employee or the candidate that they would pay. So we would develop that as well in order to reach our revenue goals.
So basically, this segment has so many other branches for revenue generation. So something like like resume was something people had to build on their own, but there is an entire industry which is built around helping people make resumes, right? So similarly, we are starting with a video resume which people need to record. There's an entire industry built around it. How to make your own video, how to edit that, how to put subtitles to it, maybe a different languages on a video. So things like that. There are so many things that can be built upon later, but we are just branching out. We are just starting off.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now we'll finish off with Conrad. If you have any further comments or questions.
No. I just again, it's just around the crowded market, and just I think there'll be some challenges there, and just to follow with what Chris and had mentioned about that focus on that niche, because again, you will, when you do expand, you likely have to expand. You're going to be jumping into some very established, with some other established vendors who have been doing this for a while. So I'm just caution about that particular aspect of it. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Just to add one comment with regards to the niche, one of our consultants at SkillHat, who we hire sales talent from, they right now make $2 million a month, and they only do sales staffing. So just throwing that number out there. Let's go to the next team. Thank you so much. Round of applause.
Thank you.
All right. EazyCan. Get ready, share your screen. We'll give the judges 30 seconds, put their thoughts together and the scores on paper. I will let you know when we're ready to go. Okie dokie, y'all ready?
Yep.
EazyCan, let's go.
Okay, so hello to our esteemed colleagues and honorable judges. We are Team EazyCan. I will start you off with a background of what brought us here today. Canada plans to welcome 1.5 million permanent residents by the year 2026. Just one second. This is our team, I'm sorry. Yes, Canada plans to welcome 1.5 million permanent residents by the year 2026. But did you know that at least 15% of new migrants leave Canada within 5 to 20 years of their landing? And those who choose to stay face significant challenges as they strive to integrate into the Canadian society. Imagine this. You leave your home country for a better life in Canada. But when you get here, you can't, one, find meaningful employment that matches your qualifications and experience. Or even worse, find suitable and affordable housing for your family. And in some cases, you can go into isolation because you can't build any social connections. Consider Rhonda, newly settled in the province of Alberta and facing the common hurdles of integration. The challenges she faces underscores the need for an innovative solution. Enter EazyCan, a mobile app that combines human interaction with artificial intelligence to ease newcomers' integration into the Canadian society.
Out of 8 billion people on a planet, 90% of the world population own a mobile phone. So we wanted to make a free app that is accessible to everyone. Our key features, the live guidance, community connect, and AI chatbot, not only differentiates us from our competitors by being innovative and efficient, but it also brings a personalization by making the user feel understood at any given time of the day. With EazyCan, we are targeting 43% of the market share of new permanent resident initially, which will be by 2026 a little over 835,000 users. But how do we make money? By putting in place 5 multiple streams of income, with our biggest revenue generator being the data analytics for organizations. Even though our initial cost is 1.2 million, with these income, we project on reaching our break-even point by year 2, and by year 5, a cumulative benefit close to $17 million. We decided to make EazyCan design and colors around the Canadian flag, not only for strategic brand identity and simplicity, but also to create this form of immersion into the Canadian society. So without further ado, we will demonstrate EazyCan. We decided to make the app in the 2 official languages of Canada, which is English and French. So let's take the journey of Rhonda, our persona. So Rhonda here is on the app, and where we would talk about the features that we discussed. Let's start with the live guidance. So imagine Rhonda just arrived in Alberta, in the province of Alberta, in the city of Calgary, and she's looking to have help in regards to employment. What the live guidance offers is essentially help where the Rhonda will be connected with a nonprofit in her city. Mind you, how? Because when Rhonda initially signed up, she had put in not only her username, password, but also she added the city and the province where she's located. So with that, the system automatically populates 3 nonprofits in her city with the nonprofit name, the address, the link, the phone number, but most importantly, as you can see here, there's an icon with a telephone where the Rhonda will be able to press directly on the icon, and the phone number will appear on her keypad, which kind of brings a call to action for Rhonda to call the nonprofit in order to have help with employment. And if we go back to we will go to our second feature, which is the connect page. On the connect, Rhonda is looking to build a connection with newcomers that have either been here a long time or that recently came, and where she could start a conversation and meet and build a network. So as you can see here, it would automatically bring her on the Alberta feed page, which is where all the users that are located in Alberta will be able to kind of send a message, introduce themselves. But on the second tab, on the Connect tab, if Rhonda wants to speak specifically to somebody that's close to her, for example, Confidence Paul that is in Banff, she will be able to direct message him and a conversation will start. For example, hello, how are you? So a nice conversation starts, which could eventually bring to a great friendship. Then we go on to our last but not least feature, which is the AI chatbot. So on the AI chatbot, Rhonda is overwhelmed and she's looking for information about getting her health card in Calgary and she doesn't know where to search. So to reduce any form of overwhelmness for any newcomer, we've integrated this AI chatbot where she's able to ask any question. For example, please tell me how to get my health card in Calgary, Alberta. And then from there, have a seamless answer, very straightforward, coming from the AI. And keep in mind, Rhonda, to be able to have access to this feature, she doesn't even need to sign up. So any newcomer that just wants to have access to information without the overwhelmness is able to, without signing in, is able to have access to the AI chatbot. And that is pretty much what it is for our features currently. However, we do have future perks. So in our future release, we'll be adding the profile editing, where the newcomer, the user, will be able to add more information about themselves, such as the country of origin, their interests, to kind of create more information and be able to have more connections. We'll also add under the live guidance a feature where the user will be able to schedule a call with a nonprofit using Calendly. So we would like to do a short brief summary about a short video summary about EazyCan. Thank you for listening. And judges, who wants to invest in EazyCan?
Awesome. You do have another 30 seconds left. If you wanted to share anything about the business side of it, you could have some moments. Otherwise, you could just pause and let me know if you're good to go. Okay. All right. Judges, please, over to you.
That was a great presentation. I was actually engaged in that one. If you can hear me now, Mo, I hope you can and everyone can.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was clear. Loved the concept of free, and I loved how you tied in AI. This is a daunting thing for new people coming to Canada, for sure. So having something like this definitely helps.
Fantastic. Thank you. Let's go to Muiwa for any comments, questions, or feedback.
Yeah, the one thing that I may have missed is just around the business, like how you intend to make money from this, get some profit, or is it not a profit enterprise?
So the app is essentially free. However, for profit, we have five streams of income, which would be more towards marketing. So in-app advertising, affiliated marketing, sponsored content, and eventually consultation services, which also would be in the future releases where we would have immigration consultant provide like a 1 hour with a discount on our platform. But the most important income generator for us is the data analytics for organizations.
So you'll be selling data on like the new immigrants to orgs?
That is correct. And I know you're gonna ask for cybersecurity purposes. Am I compliant? Yes. So we created when the person originally signs up, they put in their username, city, province, but also there is a terms and condition that talks about the data processing agreement, and they need to accept it in order to continue on to sign up.
Are you able to share what the demand is here in terms of what kind of data a company would want to buy and why that's valuable?
For this essentially would be more, the details around like the user, the city. For now, the data that we would have, which is why the first year we wouldn't make revenue, but that would be more on the second year. It's going to be essentially around the province, the city where they are located, and eventually more information such as the country of origin. And then afterwards, we're going to have more data where the person is able to add, for example, their age. So those are the type of data that would be required to be able to for organizations. That would be interesting for organizations.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Chris.
Okay, thank you again for the presentation. Very well done. I concur with some of my colleagues here. I think this is something that is, you're addressing a clear problem area that is growing that needs a lot of different type of solutions to support. So I think that was great, and I do see that there's a lot of opportunity in this area. So I like the concept. I like what you presented, nice and clear, and I think it's something that could pick up. One of my colleagues tapped on what I think is the product is great, the viability. I see potential. The idea to create the revenue stream, and I see what you're saying about the analytics and selling the data there. I think that is viable. I think, that's probably something that is going to be a great opportunity, but also a challenge. The opportunity on the business side, I think clearly government at different levels, even my own organization, can see the benefit of this. And I think it's really great. I think what you would have to look at the marketing, how you do it, is to the user. When people start, once people start hearing their information and where it's doing, that's a whole nother ball game of explanation. So I think you have the business side of it really clear. And like, I think as me, even somebody who would, potentially invest in that, I can get it. But then I was like, okay, how we can get the users to get behind this because their mindset is fully different, right? Once you hear privacy information, a whole bunch of stuff click in. So I love this. I think it's a great idea. I'm just saying what you probably need to really focus on as much as you're trying to get investors and the businesses. You're gonna think is how do I get the user who doesn't think like that to understand safety, benefit, inclusion. You're gonna want to really work on those messaging.
Thanks for sharing that, Chris. Let's go to Conrad.
Team, wonderful presentation. One of the things that I wanted to touch on is around, so this is great for newcomers, absolutely. I think an additional dimension that you could look at is being able to, you would link, so this is where your team would come in. You would link with the professional organizations such as, right? I'm doing a plug for you, Mo. SkillHat, right? You could link with PMI local chapters, because what you want to do as well is to have that type of information also presented into this app, where they can have that type of information at their fingertips as well. So my thought is, and it's something that I did when I came to Canada. One of the first things that I did was I linked with PMI, a local chapter. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to start networking immediately, almost immediately. So this I see is along those lines as well. And I think that is something that would be helpful in terms of trying to your app linked with all these different professional organizations to help support a newcomer in that sense. So I think that's something that could work.
Absolutely.
And that's the
For
recommendation.
those who are not familiar, PMI is the Project Management Institute, and they have local chapters in almost every city where you can, as a new immigrant, connect with established project managers, business analysts, developers to help you get a job, just for context. Awesome. Deanna, is there any final comments? Then we'll end off here, or questions? Okay. Well, another round of applause to EazyCan. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Appreciate the energy, all the comments in the chat. We love it. Definitely encourage these teams. As a reminder, these teams met each other only 9 weeks ago. 9 weeks ago, they didn't know each other. They met each other over 9 weeks ago. They found the ideas by talking to users, figuring out the problems in the community. They designed the prototypes and they built everything in this short time. Just for context on the amount of work that went into this in a short time. So while the judges put their scores together, we'll have our next team, which is Techleap.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Awesome. Hi guys. Welcome to the final day, demo day. So I think it's amazing how every one of us have gone for 9 weeks to be here today. And I'm just one of many people who have been well informed on how, we can move from one career to get them to the other to be better. So here we are, Techleap. I'm just going to give you a brief history of how we came about, with this idea. And it was because we noticed that a lot of people are moving from one career to another or one industry to another. And we wanted to see how can we ensure that in terms of transitioning into one career to another, you don't have any issues, there's no problems, nobody's ghosting you or whatnot. So we came up with the idea, Techleap. So I'm just going to go to the next page and, talk about my teammates. So my name is Seppi, and I am the project and scrum master for this team, as well with my second, which is, his name is Ezekiel. And then we have Ayegba, who's our business analyst, Efrat, who's our product owner, Sador, and Bemilike, who are our developers. So I just want to introduce you to somebody who motivated us to be able to have this idea. And he goes by the name Francis. Next slide, please. So Francis wants to, he's 32 years old and, he wants a better, money and, income for his family, especially with the fact that he also has family abroad where he wants to be able to ensure that, they have money on standard. But the problem now is with the type of occupation that he's in or industry he's in, he's not getting the amount of money that he wants. He's not getting the amount of motivation that would allow him to use the analytical skills that he has acquired over the years. So we asked him, okay, so what would you think? And he said, he would like a situation whereby moving from one career to another is seamless, and as well as having somebody to guide him through the process of transforming from one career to another will be so easy, because he's had his experience, for example, with LinkedIn, where he reaches out to people and they ghost him, or, before they respond to him, it takes like months, if probably years, for them to get back to him, and who knows. So we said, okay, how can we go about to ensure that we make this transition process for Francis easy. And then we had to do some research and surveys to understand the minds of other people in other industries, so who are also in the process of transitioning, as well as people that transitioned already into this field. So I'm going to move it to Aiba, who's our business analyst, to go further. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. In order to capture a real feel of the market, we decided to look into what our competitors are already doing. Our persona is going to be transitioning into a technical field, and there are platforms already in place for that. However, these multiple platforms have limitations and shortages. Our goal was to go discover what these shortages are and come up with a good value proposition and have our product be very unique. And we chose our value proposition to be a mentorship features, our networking ability, and to narrow it primarily to a tech-based environment. Now I'll pass this on to my product owner to show you how we can accomplish this.
Thank you. So based on the discoveries that we did by doing user research and market research, we found that the thing that was missing, as Seppi mentioned, was the idea of people feeling like they feel quite alone when they're transitioning into the industry. They want to have sort of a place where they can interact with other people and basically have a mentor that is actually their own mentor. And it's not, as Seppi mentioned, not just somebody we are just messaging on LinkedIn or finding in other places. It's somebody that is actually going to be sort of with you through the whole process. So our solution to the problem of our example persona is that a person is, they might be very skilled in one area. They might be very, very skilled with, they've been working at a industry for a long time, but they're still technically a beginner when they're joining into the tech industry. So we're still considering them to be a beginner, even though they're highly skilled. So our pathway is to take that person who is a novice, a beginner in this new industry, but not forgetting the fact that they're not a beginner in the sense of not having no skills. So they're a beginner, but we're turning them into an expert while also accommodating for the fact that they already have skills. So they're getting given access to sort of tailored courses. So at the beginning, it's going to be fairly basic, but in the future, we plan that this sort of tailoring, this sort of uniqueness to each user is developed further. But that's the concept, that we're taking on people's existing skills while also considering that they're beginner in the new field, and then giving them a pathway that helps them transition. And the way we do that is by providing an integrated mentor experience. So we're not just kind of only giving people, a guidance of this is what it's like to enter into the tech industry. We're actually saying, here is a person that can guide you while you're also learning, because it's not going to be, the mentorship is not just about, teaching a person what's going to happen. It's actually confidence building. It can be just giving them tips and things about the industry that they wouldn't be able to get from doing just courses on their own. And the way we kind of sort of have been framing this is we want to make it feel like it's almost a gamified experience, and also to be a part of a network eventually. Once more and more people join, we want there to be an actual network and a community of people that are using this product. And so just to summarize all of this, I'm gonna jump over into our actual product demo. So I'm just showing you our landing page, first of all, for Techleap. And it's essentially designed for people that are, like I said, beginners into the industry, but they're highly skilled from multiple different places. And what they can see here is they're seeing everything, that we're already doing. Here is a little snapshot here of the kind of thing that we're going to be developing later on, but it's helping a person know that just because they have experience in one thing doesn't mean they can't transition. So they can let us know what skills they already have. And then from that, we can say, well, actually, doesn't mean that doesn't mean you can't switch over into becoming a UX designer, because you might have experience with data, but you are interested in UX. So here is what you need to do to get that process started. So they can click on Get Started, and that will take them into the app. Now, our example, is logged in to the platform. So we're using a different example persona. This user is called Efath, which is my name because it was already logged in. But this user is now just logging into the dashboard. This is the dashboard view that they're getting. This user has chosen the pathway of a UX designer. So this user was, they have skills, they have previous skills, but they are now wanting to become a UX designer. And what they have done, what we have done actually, we have given them a recommended course pathway, which is essentially an actual course pathway that a UX designer would take to develop from absolute novice, absolute beginner to expert level. And this user has actually already completed their first course. They've completed the first course and they're seeing this on their kind of progress tracker that they've gone from beginner, they've gone to the next level, and they've achieved a milestone. And what this user is now able to do is they're now ready to enroll onto their next course. But what we're going to suggest to them is before they enroll into their next course, because they've already kind of got a hang of what's happening in the industry, they know they're a bit more familiar now with the industry than they were previously. We would recommend that they actually now book their first session with one of the mentors that we recommend. So just briefly on the mentors themselves, in order for our product to work, we need to source out high quality mentors beforehand. And this is going to be something that we would have done before we launched this out into the public. And so we will recommend mentors basically based on what we have considered to be an expert in the industry. And we've brought them onto the platform already. So these are people that we have vetted out previously and they're on the platform. Something I just want to mention, this platform is available to both mentors and the mentees. We're currently just showing the mentee view right now. So this is a person that's a beginner in the industry and progressing forward. There is a platform, there is a view of the same dashboard that is from the mentor, but we're just focusing on the mentee right now. So this user has completed the first course and they are now ready to book mentorship session. They want to know, if they're on the right track. They know they're on the right track because we're telling them they're on the right track via the app, but they just want to they want to build up their confidence a little bit more. They want to ensure that they're doing the right thing. So they have chosen one of these mentors. So they're going to choose Bianca and they're going to find out more about Bianca. And here we basically show the user who this mentor is. We put their credentials at the top. We, put their ratings and credentials and a bit about who that person is and what areas of expertise they have that the UX, that our mentee is already interested in. So based on the course that they've already done and a bit of digging that they've done, they can see that, okay, this user is doing these things. Let me go ahead and book a session with this person so that I can find out more. The first session is going to be free. And so what we do here, we just say, okay, this mentor looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and book a session. And we land straight into the Calendly page for the mentor. And I'm going to choose a time. So I'm going to say on Monday, I'd like to have a call, just going to be a quick 30-minute call with this mentor. And I'm going to pick a time and I will basically be able to have a call with that person at that time because this is all going to end up in, so I'm able to write some notes and I can say I have just completed my first course on Techleap. So that the mentor is going to be aware that this is which stage of the journey the person's on. And once I schedule that event, that is booked and ready to go. And this invite will land into my inbox as a mentee and is booked and all good. And let me go back over to the dashboard view. Because this is going to be the mentee side. Now, as I mentioned, from the mentor side, they're going to be doing the opposite thing, which is they're going to be providing their availability. They're going to be providing, the times that they're available. And then for them, they'll just be getting an email. Like I got the confirmation email that is booked, they're going to be getting a confirmation email that a session is booked for them on their side. But we're just focusing on the mentee side of things for now. And so once that session is booked, that's gonna be all good for the user, and they can go ahead and enroll onto their next course if they wish to, or they can wait for the mentor session to happen. But that should be it. So now I'm gonna switch back over to the roadmap just to show you guys happening in the product right now and what we kind of plan to do in the upcoming releases. So for the MVP, which has basically just been internal testing, which is the group of us, our team in Techleap, and we have managed to build out what I have shown you. So we can build out a profile for the mentee in which they can display information about themselves. They can get a recommended course pathway for the career path that they've chosen. They can browse a bunch of mentors and see, which mentor they would like to go with. They can progress track, and they can book a session. Now, what we're working on right now, which isn't fully complete, but is partially complete, which is in orange, is the mentor profile setup. So the mentor being able to set up their side of the profile, them being able to set up their availability, and then the full call booking will take place once the mentor has given their actual availability and the mentee can book. And that will complete that feature in its entirety. Right now, it's just obviously only half done because we're only able to book from the mentee side. The mentor currently isn't setting any availability right now, and we're kind of just in the progress of getting that done. But in the closed beta, when we have, a couple more users to test this out, we would test this out with just a few friendly people at the beginning. Once we've got those core features built, we can start to kind of focus on the next step, which is once the first call was free with the mentor, but the mentor, we want to make this an opportunity for the mentors to, get paid and kind of progress in their own career as well. So we can actually take payments for the sessions that they do beyond the initial call. And after that, we've thought about bringing in a subscription model where we offer a lot of these things for free, but later on we can actually do a $5 or something subscription cost where we can introduce a few more of the features in for a cost. The other thing,
make sure that you have your overtime, so we'll give you guys 30 more seconds.
Okay. Eventually to kind of make this into a gamified experience with a full-on network where there's mentors are able to progress into their careers. And that would be later on in the open beta. I'm just gonna quickly summarize over into the revenue model if we have like 15 seconds, but otherwise we're done with our presentation.
Thank you. Just about 15 seconds to wrap this up. In order to get a feel of if we're going to make profit, we already answered a few questions. We already know what our product is, who our product is for, and why we're going to develop this product. Now, the final question is, are we going to make a profit? And in order to get that, we need to calculate how much it costs to get up to this point. For the 9 weeks we spent so far, based on summaries, direct material and direct labor costs totals $38,485, including advertising. And 6 months from now, we picked out 6 months from now to determine at that point how much would we have made. And based on all our calculations, with a subscription fee of $5 per month for each user, an affiliate course fee of $1, and a $10 mentorship fee, if we can total 5,500 users by the end of 6 months, we would have a revenue of 73,000, which is about double the cost of our initial startup cost. And this in turn practically means that at the 26th week mark, we would have broken even. And this is just a little recap of the revenue model. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Give a round of applause. Even though you weren't significantly over time, but I almost cut you off. Good work, guys. The people are saying in the chat, I think the guys are gonna put SkillHat out of business. We'll see. Let's go to we're gonna go back from the top. So move you up first for questions, thoughts, feedback here.
Yeah, so thanks for this. I also had the thought of like, SkillHat and Techleap are gonna have to get into a gladiator battle after this meeting. But yeah, really good demo. One of the things that I find is useful in a situation like this of switching careers is a community being around you, right? And then being able to share ideas and work together, right? Not just the mentor or even the courses. And so I didn't really see that here. Is that something that you are going to introduce into the product, maybe as the next stage, or how are you guys thinking about like building a big community around switching careers?
So actually, sorry, I think we did go over time significantly. That was one of the final things that we plan to do. Once we have more and more users joining on, we've discussed introducing some kind of a chat feature to go between the mentees. So not just mentor to mentee relationship, but eventually for a UX designer to be able to connect with a software developer, or a software developer to connect with a product manager. But that would mean a lot of users being on and completing the course and being part of the community. So eventually, yes, we do want to be a network and a community. That's kind of the final stage of our product roadmap.
That makes sense.
Where do you want us to go next? Anyone specifically? Because I see you on mute.
I'm so sorry. I actually had said Chris should go next. Apologies. I didn't realize I was on mute. Please go ahead, Chris.
No problem, no problem. Again, thank you for the presentation and the product. I think everybody would think the same thing between SkillHat and this, but it's okay, it's good. The good nature competitive, it shows that there's a need for this type of work and things like that. So that's great, and your take on it. I think for me, where I was looking at again, I always, if the projections there, when I look at your viability, you said 70, I think it was 73 76,000 over 6 months. I think that was kind of where you're at. And then your cost, I saw, maybe I read it wrong, but the top half had kind of like your employee kind of time that you put into it was like 36 or something like that. And then the bottom half had your, I guess your kind of product costs and everything like that. That was also like 36 or so. And then your outcome. So you said it was double. You said that your revenue would be double it. Did I read this wrong? Maybe.
Oh yes, can I go ahead? So for 9 weeks, just only 9 weeks now, given some assumptions of hourly cost per personnel and the people involved in this team, the labor cost is just direct labor now will total 31,000 if we 10 hours per week, 65 an hour for 9 weeks, and sum all of that gives us around 31,000. And direct material costs, bubble housing, domain, firewall, security, Jira, Confluence, all that is going to be about 2,955.
Oh,
And
sorry.
we want to project 4,000 for initial advertising on social media, and a sum of all of that gives us 38,000.
Okay, sorry about that.
73,000 came out from, sorry, say again?
No problem. I can make sure when you're doing it, so I get it now. So sorry, that was all clarification there for myself. So thank you for that.
Okay.
All right. Chris, any final comments as regards, the numbers, anything else you're seeing, or you're ready to pass on to the next judge?
No, I think it's an interesting concept. I think, in the early stages, there's a lot that could be developed on this, but I just want to congratulate the team on so far, what you've done so far.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Okay, let's go up to Conrad, and then we'll end with Deanna.
Okay. Good presentation, team. Just a quick question. I may have missed it. Just to clarify, in terms of the courses, this business would be developing the course content, correct?
Negative.
No?
So, we plan to house links and direct to where these courses will be located, primarily on our competitors' platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning. We chose not to house these courses on our platform due to the sheer volume of the courses and like the scale. Well, that is why we plan to get affiliate revenue from the courses. Whenever our users hit on the link and purchase a course or a session, we would get a revenue out of that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so basically a lot of the revenue, in a sense, is coming from affiliate marketing, kind of.
Yes,
basically.
For the courses section, yes. But a huge chunk of our revenue would be from the mentorship program, which will be our main value proposition.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I was just wondering about that, just to, in terms of, making sure that you have that viability. It's a great concept, of course. It's something that is important. So it's a great concept. Just wanted to make sure that you're also looking at that from that perspective in terms of, the viability and how that would ramp up. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And let's end with Deanna.
I love the presentation from start to finish. Very engaging, very high level, and it's something I can see tied into the business world within an HR platform. So this proof of concept or what you've taken in that 9 weeks, well done. Very well done. Can be very developed. And yes, Mo, it is a competition to you.
Yeah. Well, if we incubate Techleap and they take us out of business, do we lose or do we win? Right? Drake
No, we
Drake
have
was
to come
brought
to
out
an
by Lil
agreement.
Wayne. Lil
We
Wayne's
have
the
to come to
winner.
an agreement, to a partnership. So we have to talk about it
Let's
and
talk
then
about
be
the
sure that the
acquisition
terms and the
terms.
conditions are in proper, place. So yeah.
All right. I love it. I love it. The idols become the rivals. No, this is exciting. Thank you so much, Techleap. Let's give a round of applause again for putting us out of business. I can't wait. All right. Let's go to the next team. Let's go to the next team. We're almost done. We have two teams. I'm going to request that we stay on time, guys, so we're not here all night or all day rather. So our next team is Paycheck. Remember, you have 7 minutes.
I'm just gonna share the screen now. Sorry. Can you see my screen? Global salary calculator.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mansour Ogungbade. I'm the product owner for this product. Our product name is Global Salary Calculator, and so it's a global salary calculator, but the real name is Paycheck. So welcome everyone to Team 2. Our product name is Paycheck. So just a brief agenda of what we're going to go through today. Next one is our team introduction. I'm the product owner. We also have Obey, which is our project manager slash scrum master. We have Abdul Karim, our UX designer. We have Ayo Deji, our business analyst, and we have our 2 developers, Dominic and Daniel. So just want to give you a brief background about about our product. So our product is it's 2-in-1. It can function as a B2B. It can also function as a B2C. Our focus today will be more on the B2C part of it, but then we also show you what our post MVP will look like when it's fully operational. That's more of like looking at the employer side of it. So a brief background about the product itself. So, and it's more personalized to me and my spouse. For me as an employed person looking for a job, and my spouse, which is she's a compensation consultant, and it's more of like a niche industry. So in my journey to Canada, I encountered a personal and pervasive challenge. I found myself entangled in a web of financial missteps, leading to a situation where I was grossly underpaid. This was not just a matter of miscalculation, it was a consequence of relying too heavily on misleading online leads, which ultimately felt shooting myself in the foot. The stark reality hit me. I was living paycheck to paycheck. It's now referred to common among our peers, everybody within Canada and the US, everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. This realization sparked a conversation within my community, uncovering a widespread struggle for equitable and fair compensation. It was clear this issue extends far beyond individual. And being motivated by a collective desire for change, we embarked on a mission to address this gap. And that's where Paycheck was born. Our vision for Paycheck was ambitious yet transparent. We want to harness the power of meticulously curated data to empower job seekers. We aim to bolster the confidence during salary negotiations and ensure that they could secure fair and equitable pay aligned with the cost of living standards. Central to our platform development were personnel that we develop. We have Albert is our personnel. I'm going to go there soon. But alongside that, our own experience to serve as a cornerstone for Paycheck. Their stories represent the countless and others facing similar challenge, guided our approach, ensuring that our solutions are grounded similar. Sorry for the, I'm really sorry, just a minute. Sorry, I just have to attend to my son. Yes, was just so that was how Paycheck was born. So that was just the B2C part of it. There's also the B2B part of it, which we will talk later on. Talk about that when we're talking about our business model. So just let you know, this is our user personnel for today. It's Albert. Albert is a software engineer. Albert lives in California. Albert has a goal. His goal is to find competitive salary in his field, ideally in a global tech firm. And that's also aligned with his cost of living standards. Also, he wants to understand the fair compensation in various regions. What are his frustrations? It's difficulty finding reliable salary information for different regions. It's also uncertain about the cost of living adjustment. And also there's this anxiety about salary negotiation, which everybody faces. Like think, how do I negotiate for my salary? So one of the code that really resonates with Albert Moore is that I just want to know what I'm worth in different parts of the world, including Silicon Valley area, so I can make the best move for my career and life. And this resonates with every one of us. We always want to get better. We also want to aspire to be higher in anything we're doing, upskill ourselves and get more money, get more promotions where we are. So for Albert itself, like I mentioned earlier, he's a software engineer residing in bustling tech hub. He's engaged more deeply in his career focus. He represents a quintessential tech talent seeking thriving in the Silicon Valley. Despite his analytical prowess and global awareness, Albert encounters a recurring obstacle, understanding his world, like I mentioned earlier, in a rapidly evolving job market. As someone who values data-driven decision, he has been longing for a tool like Paycheck, which promises a clear picture of his market value, considering the nuanced cost of living across regions. He envisioned a platform that affirms his value and empowers his negotiation with solid real-time data, and that's what we want to provide. Paycheck will provide. So this is just an idea about the Paycheck itself. It's a cutting-edge platform that harnesses the latest data to provide precise location-adjusted wage recommendations, ensuring that employee and job seeker, no matter where they are, they can confidently negotiate fair and equitable salary aligned with the global job market and cost of living standards. Our vision statement looks at more in the sense that we want to ensure that for both job seekers and people that are currently employed, we want to provide accurate data and salary information to them. And considering that people are moving globally, the tech world is very broad. People are moving globally. People move from Nigeria to Canada to US. And there are also people in US too that are moving from one state to the other. So for us, for our personal year, we're using Albert Jones because Albert Jones resides in California, in Silicon Valley. So our products offer 99% accuracy, real-time reflection of what employers are prepared to offer, empowering individuals with confidence to negotiate fair compensation that truly reflects their job market. And that's what we want to provide for our job seekers or people that are looking to transition from a job to another. We want to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever they get on their job offer letter is 99.9% from what they're able to get from our website. This is our roadmap. I'm not going to talk more about our roadmap now. I will switch over to my business analyst, which is Ayo. He's going to talk more about the business model. But one thing I just want to put in our mind is that for our first quarter here, our MVP is only focusing on the employee or job seeker part, while our post MVP, we focus more on the B2B side. The B2B side is where we're actually looking at generating more funds for the product. I'll hand it over to Ayo.
Thank you, Mansoor. Just a quick context. Basically, our financial model is built on, revs. And reason why we focused on revenue projection solely is given how data heavy our offering is, and this is going to require extensive negotiations with data owners. So just to be more as accurate as possible, we focused on the revenue side. And as the MVP was defined by Mansoor, our target is for the tech job segment, and a quick breakdown of what the opportunity size is suggests a potential revenue of about $3 million over the next 3 to 5 years. Very conservative if you look at the assumptions made, but we just wanted to be as realistic as possible. And in terms of go-to-market, our key focus would be to leverage on existing job ecosystems. What do we mean by this? Typically, we have the likes of LinkedIn Premium, JobScan and the likes, right? They already have a significant pool of job seekers. They attract people looking to change jobs, people trying to just inquire more about, pay and pay equality and the likes. So what the strategy for us is to partner with this existing ecosystem and layer our service on top of what they're offering. So today, people pay about $30 per month for LinkedIn Premium, right? And what we're looking to do is extend this to the value proposition for premium services such as LinkedIn Premium, and we're looking to charge $50 subscription fee per annum. And we've tested this with a lot of potential employees looking to switch jobs. So if 50, just look at it this way. Do you mind paying $50 just to ensure that you have the right salary and not shortchange doing your negotiations? I'm sure everyone will say yes, right? So from a price point perspective, and as well as from an opportunity size perspective, we think we're really, really conservative. And if we extend this further down the line, like Monso has said, across other industry segments. This is solely focused on tech. We're looking at things like healthcare, looking at things like finance, and we know that this will significantly increase the revenue potential of this opportunity. The major cost components would be, the cost of data aggregation, like I mentioned earlier. And on the back of the envelope standpoint, we're looking at about a 30 to 40% gross margin with respect to the revenues that we have. Thank you very much. Monso, over to you.
Thank you, Ayo. I will switch over to our demo now. Abdul Karim, over to you. I will stop sharing for now. Abdul Karim, are you here?
I don't see an Abdul Karim in the chat.
I think it's here. But we're still shouting this here. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so while waiting for him to come up, so like myself and Ayo mentioned earlier, we talk about the B2C part of this product. The main idea around this product itself comes from the B2B. So, and that's actually, like I mentioned earlier, my spouse, she's a compensation partner that's our field, and in that workplace, a use case happened whereby they are a tech startup in California and they have employees all over the world, maybe like 45 countries, and they are still getting money from investors. But at the same time, they have a budget whereby they are even spending more than what they are actually earning from the product they are providing to their customers. And they want to ensure that in as much as they are bringing in the best talent, they also want to make sure that they are actually paying them equitably while also maintaining their own balance sheet at the end of the day. And so she was able to create this product for them, and which was like a lifesaver for them. So for the B2B value, there's a lot of value for it, and that's where we actually want to make a lot of money from, because most companies, even like Glassdoor, PayScale, and all the rest, companies pay them a lot of money. Okay, I will just round it up now. So companies pay them up to like 20 to 30,000 annually just for them to collect salary data information from them. Over to you, Abdulkarim.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my network went off for a minute. So yeah, my name is Abdulkarim. I'm the UX designer for Paycheck. Basically, after everything, from what my business owner and business analyst have said, after the whole sprint and coming together with the whole team, we decided on the colors to go for, and also how to make the design, how to interpret the idea into a design. So we decided to go with the color purple because it's more matured and it's very good for accessibility. So I will just take you through the process of signing up. So this is the landing page. You create an account. So when you create an account, it brings you to this page that asks you if you're currently employed or if you're a job seeker. So for the purpose of this presentation, I'll just go with the currently employed. So it asks you what job title. There are different job titles you can select from. But for the purpose of this, for my personal, I'll go as a software engineer. How many years of experience? You can pick the years of experience, because we all know that when you're being employed, your salary rate is dependent on your experience and your years of experience. So I'll go with 5 years plus. And what country? United States, California. So you click next. You ask for your highest level of education. You fill in whatever degree, computer science, and level of education. You pick the skills that are pertaining to your skill. Go next. It also asks you for your salary range. So you pick, so for someone that is for someone in software with 5+ years of experience, they would fall between 86,000 to 115,000 annually. And also ask you for your pay period. Is it annually, bi-weekly, or monthly? So let's go with annual. And other benefit. What other benefit do you get? Do you get health insurance? Do you get paid time off, retirement, car allowance, and any other thing that you get? So it's just pick that. And so yeah, also additional compensation that you get, because I know some companies give sign-on bonus, some is cash, some is stock options, depending. For instance, if you are working at a startup, some startup will tell you that they will pay you, there will be an agreement, probably they'll pay you 60% of the agreement, then the remaining 40% will be paid in stocks or commission or whatever. So just click submit. So after submit, the page is coming up. So you get your salary calculator results. So it's showing results for software engineer in San Francisco, California. So this barcode, bar chart rather, by the side is telling you that on an average in California, a software engineer earns 105,000 annually, and the lowest salary for a software engineer in California is 95,000. But due to the figure I've imputed as my salary previously, so it's showing my salary at the top. Then it's showing me how much, how many percentage I'm earning more than an average salary in California currently. And also it shows the most common skills that people that work in software currently have, and to what percentage. Because from my experience, I know people that work in software, they have different languages in which they write on. Some people decide to use React, some use React Native, and all those things are determinant on the kind of job you get. So, and also you can get an average salaries of other states. And also you also have an idea of what your purchasing power is based on your salary. So that way it gives you a perspective of what to expect. For instance, if you're trying to migrate to that state or to that particular country, so you know what your salary can afford you. So let's now say, for instance, after all of this, I want to compare my salary with somebody living in, for instance, say Texas. I come here and then click on compare salary. The page is coming up. So here it tells you compare your current pay as a software engineer in San Francisco, California with, so I can just say software engineer, sorry, working out of Texas. Then I click compare, then it takes me to the page. So here it's showing the disparity between salaries of someone working in Texas with where I am currently, which is San Francisco. So you can see my salary is 115,000, but the highest salary that is being paid out of Texas is $95,000 for the same role and the same years of experience. So and then also it's showing that my gross salary is about 34% above the average in Texas. So with this data, I would have an insight to know if I would be interested to move to a place like Texas, and also it will also help me in negotiating my salary with prospective employers. And also you also get the purchasing power, showing that if you're working out of this thing, you'll be able to afford a Starbucks coffee in 1 minute. You'll be able to get a scooter in 3 days. So I would also like to take you to our About Us page.
Just wanted to share that you're significantly over time. So I
okay.
recommend you prioritize the most important things. I think Abdul Karim froze. Is there any key product feature you need to show? Because we're well over time.
I think it is network over there. So so like I mentioned earlier, our MVP focused more on getting those getting people to get on board with us, sign up, and be able to look at what they fear. So our use case is just more on we have 2 use cases earlier, but we have to scale it down to one. One for employed Albert that's working in Texas in California, and then Dennis Jones that's working. She's unemployed, but she's also an experienced software developer residing in Texas. Now, so for us, our post MVP for this product is that we want to provide a reliable data. So whatever you get on your offer letter, we promise you that our post MVP product will be 99.9% of what you have. So that's our promise for our B2C product. For our B2B product, we have 2 use cases we are using, and that's the value for the client, because a lot of these companies, they rely on data from different sources, but we have 2 sources for our data. One source of our data is that we contract a web scraping or web data company. There's one in Ontario, and that's called Tech Highway. So Tech Highway can do web scraping across all industries for us. And when we get those information from them, we pay for that data. They give it to us. We use it to price salary information from companies, and companies pay us for that. So it's a win-win situation, because from the data we provide for them, they can use that data to get an average for their own industry. The second part is when we do salary survey.
You have 20 seconds left.
So the second part is the salary survey. So we contracted an organization to do a salary survey for us, like People Force. And when People Force do it for us, People Force will contact companies, and when they contact the companies provide the data. So the companies that provide the data, People Force will promise them that you will get a discount, and we share the results with you, and you can use it to get salary information about others. So for companies that didn't
participate, all right, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to the Paycheck team. Thank you so much. All right, fantastic. Let's start from Chris here for any questions, feedback or thoughts.
Well, thanks for the team. Thanks again for your presentation here on that. I think the biggest question, the viability of, the global kind of paycheck across. I think you said 99% accuracy and stuff. And I was wondering how do you guarantee that? I think you're on mute.
So two things we're gonna do is that we have, like I mentioned, it's the value to the employer, because whatever data we're collecting from individual, those data also be shared. That's what we use as salary information for the employer. Now, we are not sharing any personal information here. We're just only sharing figures. And how we do is that we pay for these services. There are web scraping, web data analytics companies all over Canada. Like I mentioned earlier, there's Tech Highway. So Tech Highway can do web scraping and get all information about across industries. We can tell them, give us like the salary information for like 50 or 100 industries across all industries. And when we get those data from them, we process those data and we ask them specific information, what we actually need from them as salary information, so that we can use it to compare from businesses to businesses, like industries to industries. So when we get that data, we collect that data, we process that data, and we use that data for job postings. And those data, when companies use that data, it's most current data, it's very reliable, and it's like in the past 3 months, not less than that. Most companies presently now, what they offer is 6 months or 1 year salary information. They don't provide up-to-date data. So what we promise is that we will provide up-to-date data, which is more of like current. So wherever you are, either in Nigeria, in Canada or US, and you open your laptop, you want to check for information, whatever information you're giving you, we are absolutely sure that that information is what is currently you can currently hand for that particular time, and it's valid for like 3 months.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Muiwa.
Yeah, the one for me is just around the pricing model. I wonder, because right now you are suggesting that it's a subscription-based model where they pay $50 a year. I wonder if like a one-time thing makes sense in this regard, where when you're starting to look for a job, you like say, okay, now I'm going out into the market and I want to see, let me pay for it. Or do you imagine that folks just always want to know what the current market rate is and then make decisions based on that?
Ayo, do you want to go for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter though. You want to ensure that you're not being underpaid, right? So having access to market data or accurate market data with respect to what your skills were, would help you know whether it's time to move or change jobs, right? So again, yeah, like I said, it's the latter, and our target is usually people interested in changing jobs. And going at it at the $50 mark is more of lowering, the barrier to entry. So today, like, LinkedIn Premium is about $30. We want to charge $50 over a 12-year period, right? Those are
Or is that $50 per month or per year?
per year. Okay,
thank you. I wanted to confirm that.
So that's roughly about $4, right? So again, it's nothing. If you just imagine you're looking at a 150K job opportunity, $50 a year is insignificant for you to ensure that you just accurately price yourself. So that's the way we look at it.
So in addition to that, for the employer side, most companies presently now, like Glassdoor, PayScale, companies pay them up to like 25,000 to 30,000 just to get salary information. And what we are providing that, even if we will not charge them up to like that amount, but even if we charge them like $20,000 for those salary information, they are getting accurate data, and it's more very reliable than the one they're getting from PayScale or Glassdoor.
Awesome. Thank you, Monsieur. Let's go to Deanna and then we'll end with Conrad.
What caught my attention in the presentation was the purchasing power. I thought that was unique about tying your salary to what you can actually achieve. I thought that was really good. And for the LinkedIn Premium, it's $53.99 a month, just for clarity. A month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Conrad?
Yes, thank you. Good presentation, guys. So similar to Diana, I that part where it showed on what you could purchase, the purchasing power. I thought that was good. I think that was a very good part of the application. And my question was answered. I really wanted to find out how often the data is refreshed, because that seems to be the value proposition, for this app, in terms of getting that refreshed instant kind of data that is accurate, as you've mentioned. So I think I like the app presentation, and from that perspective, I had wanted to go into a bit more, because you spoke about revenue, right? Which is good, but I kind of wanted to go into a bit more detail, because I wanted to get into a bit more of the viability here, and I wanted to kind of dig a bit deeper into those other expenses, and going a bit more into that, so that we could really get a really true or more accurate picture. Right. So thank you, though. Thanks.
Let's give them 1 minute for that. In case you have any, you only have 1 minute. What's the cost? What's the revenue?
Well, from a cost perspective, Conrad, what we looked at is the major cost driver is going to be data. How and where do we get data? And looking at similar or potential competition, right? The cost of goods is typically about roughly 60 to 70% of your revenues, right? But there are other add-ons which we've not yet finalized, and that's why we just focus more on the revenue side. But given what we're expecting from a gross margin standpoint is roughly 25 to 35%.
Okay, thank you. Round of applause to Team Paycheck. All right, I appreciate everyone for rocking with us. We were meant to be kind of ending at this time, but we do have one more presentation to go. Thank you for your patience, everyone. And thank you to all the teams for diligent work so far. We have definitely not least coming up right now. Get excited for a team that I know have been putting a lot of work and very exciting, just like the other teams you've seen. So please welcome Recipefy. Recipefy, share your screen, but hold on a few seconds. We'll give the judges some time to put their thoughts together, and I will let you know when to start. But for now, share your screen so you can get ready. All right, let's go, Recipefy.
All right, thanks, Mo. Hey, everyone. Hope your day is going great. I'm presenting Recipefy, a culinary tech app designed to transform your culinary journey. My name is Cynthia, and I'm the product manager for this team. I will be presenting alongside my colleague, David, who is the product owner and business analyst. All right, so here are the amazing individuals I've worked with over the last 9 weeks to build this app. For the shopping list today, we'll be taking you through an introduction of our app, our competitive analysis, our financial projections, our product demo. We'll go through our product roadmap and end off with a summary slide. Now, please enjoy this video that introduces Recipefy. All right. Well, hope you all enjoyed that quick video. So just like Daisy, I also struggle with indecisiveness around what to cook with my available ingredients. I've browsed online for a solution, and while I did see some options out there, none really had any recipes tailored to my preference. And that was why I pitched this idea on day one of this cohort. And unsurprisingly, it got the most upvotes from the other students. Additionally, when we started our research, we got an overwhelming amount of responses within the first few days, which just shows how big of a problem this is for every one of you out there. Well, I'm excited to say that we have created a solution that's like nothing out there. And on that note, I'll hand it over to David for the competitive analysis.
Thank you, Cynthia. Let's move on to our competitive analysis. Here we have outlined our top 2 competitors in the market, MyFridgeFood and KitchenPal. Key points to know from this slide will be some of the differences in features offered. Our product differentiates itself from others through unique features like our catalog of diverse cultural recipes, the integrated calorie tracker to help you achieve your nutritional goals, and a smart shopping list to enhance your weekly grocery experience. Quickly moving on to our financial projections. In the next 5 years, we project a thriving user ecosystem with 115,000 active subscribers and a total of 1.2 million engaged users. Anticipating a cumulative benefit of $4.4 million, which will be mainly generated through our 3 revenue streams. Our 3 revenue streams begin with our in-app premium subscriptions based on an average of $36 annual cost per customer, offered in both monthly and annual payment formats. We will also receive advertisement revenue generated through Google AdSense based on web views. And also we have potential partnerships with celebrity chefs or online personalities. Our project's financial evaluation reveals a noteworthy ROI of 101%, resulting in a substantial net benefit of $2.2 million. Achieving our break-even at the beginning of year 2, our benefit to cost ratio stands impressively at 2.01, ultimately emphasizing a profitable investment project. Now we'd like to invite you all for our product demo.
All right, thanks, David. So when a user first logs into Recipefy, they're presented with an overview of their account, just showing them the recipes they've made so far, the ingredients they have available in their fridge, as well as the calories consumed to date. On this page, they would also see new recipes that have been added to our catalog, and down here, they can see any recipes that they've made so far. So the first thing I want to do once I'm logged in is go into the calorie tracker and enter in my calorie goal for today. So today, I want to consume 2,500 calories. So go ahead and save that. And the next thing I want to do is enter in some available ingredients that I have at home. So let's go ahead and add some afang leaves that I have at home here. I also have goat meat, and then I have palm oil. So I'll just go ahead and enter that and save this list first. Looks like bubbles down. Okay, just 1 second here. So I'm just going to run using a different account because it looks like bubbles down for that user. So, okay. So as you can see here, I've been able to generate afang soup based on the ingredients that I added to my fridge. So let's go ahead and click this. So I can see the instructions to make this meal here. I can also see the ingredients needed to make afang soup, and I can see the nutrition breakdown here. So assuming that I've eaten this meal, the first thing I want to do is add it to my tracker so it consumes for today. And the next thing I want to do is click Made This just so that it shows up on my dashboard the next time that I'm logged in. So just to show you what that looks like, as you can see, I have afang soup here now. So the next thing I want to do is plan for what I'm going to eat this evening. So I'll just scroll through our recipe catalog. And one thing that catches my eye here is the akara fiesta, because I'm Nigerian, and if you grew up in Nigeria, you know how important akara is on a Saturday morning. So I can see the ingredients needed to make this meal. I'll go ahead and just bookmark this first so that it's in my bookmark for when I come back this evening. And then I don't have any beans at home, so I'll go ahead and add that to my shopping list. So let's add beans here. Should be in protein. Okay, so go ahead and save this list. Looks like bubbles down again. But when I save this list, it should show up here that I've added beans to my shopping list. The final thing I want to show you here is our community page. So we are very big on community, and here you'll be able to see other meals that have been made by other users on Recipefy. So you can tag us on your Instagram post to be featured on this page. Let me see if it would show up here. Looks like that's currently down as well, but you should see some images on here for meals that have been made by other users on our platform. I'll hand it over to David now to continue the rest of the presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. So we'll be just moving on to our product roadmap for 2024. So here's our product roadmap, where we're currently striving to launch our MVP by the end of April, which will be a responsive website with integrated mobile platform functionality. This is followed by version 1.1 in July, where we focus on expanding and enhancing our MVP features. And lastly, our iOS and Android mobile applications will be released in October and December, each respectively. Finally, we just have a summary of our entire product building journey for the past 9 weeks. The team has gained hands-on experience and core competencies in product development, where we learn to set specific deadlines for deliverables and work cohesively as a team on a weekly basis to achieve our goals. And what's next? Well, our team's short-term goal focuses on releasing the minimum viable product by April of this year, and we will work diligently towards releasing the subsequent product iterations as outlined in our product roadmap for the remainder of 2024. In the meantime, we'd love to ask you all to follow us on Instagram at Recipefy.ca and follow our mailing list to be the first to know when we launch. Thank you for tuning into our presentation. We will now take any questions you may have gathered.
Woo! Round of applause for Recipefy. I will say that this is the team that was on target with time, so I give you guys that. You have my scoring on that one. Good job keeping the time today, David, Cynthia, and the Recipefy team. Thank you so much. Let's give them love in the chat. Let's give them love in the chat. I see a lot of love in the chat. Awesome. So we're gonna start with feedback right now from we're gonna go with Conrad to start.
That was a wonderful, engaging presentation. It flowed very well for me. And actually, I don't have a lot of questions per se, other than I was looking at in terms of how you're going to generate revenue, and you spoke about some of the AdSense and whatnot. I wanted to just expand a little bit more on that, just to make sure in terms of how you're going to drive traffic. I know you spoke about the community, but some of the other things that you would be likely doing, I'd love to hear a bit more on that to drive traffic, because this kind of concept is going to require that type of where you have a lot of traffic being driven. You need to drive a lot of traffic towards this. So love to hear a bit more on that, but very, very good presentation. I like it was very engaging for me.
Yeah, of course. I'd love to answer that question, actually. So as you may have known, we are very community driven, and we also cater towards a niche target market where, our cultural recipes are basically targeted for people where they don't want to make the typical hamburgers or pasta or, mac and cheese, right? Something a bit more fun, something a bit more ethically representative. So how we plan to drive that through marketing is going to be mostly social media marketing. As you already know, we have our Instagram account, we have our X accounts, we also have our Discord, and we'll be, making as much content on that as possible to push out our brand awareness. And also we have an email marketing subscriber list as well, which Cynthia has already worked on along with the team. So we'll be pushing that out to as many engaged users as possible. And lastly, just in general, our community aspect is ultimately what's going to drive us, to grow an organic set of users, right? Which is whether it's through our Discord or Instagram, whenever they make that food, they feel proud. They want to share that with the world, and that will ultimately develop the brand for us in a sense, right? Where we are here to allow them and promote them on a platform that gives them, that space to show off what they have done and to also show off the ethnic food that they have created. So that's, I think, our main aspect, how we plan on driving the growth.
Apologies, I was on mute, sorry. I'm going to pass on to Muiwa. So, fun fact, Muiwa was my nutritionist for like 2-3 months. He used to tell me what to eat when I was trying to lose weight. I don't know, maybe show them some of those arms that you built over the years. Let them know what's going on, what time it is. But I think this should be interesting for him because he's a fitness buff. What are your thoughts here, Muiwa?
No, it's really great. I like the presentation. I like the idea. I think it's wonderful. Especially, there's a lot of unique angles there, especially with the diversity of recipes, because a lot of times when you do look at these recipe apps, they're very, very focused on, the traditional kind of foods. So I think that would be extremely useful. One of the things I was just thinking about as this was going on was, and I didn't really hear it, but this seems like a really good place where you could introduce a lot of AI into some of the user experience, because I can see some difficulty in like typing everything in or like going to your fridge and opening it up and like really itemizing everything, especially over time. But you could do some sort of like computer vision where you take a picture of your fridge and it can actually automatically come up with the recipes for you. I don't know if that's stuff you guys have thought about for the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm very glad that you mentioned that. And it was definitely the first idea we had thought of, just being able to scan your fridge and everything just kind of gets populated into the app. But due to the time constraints and also that technology, is it something that we saw a lot of out there in the market right now? But it's definitely something that we're thinking about for the roadmap, especially as we take this to market. Because at the end of the day, we want to make the user experience as easy as possible. Our target audience are people who are busy professionals. We don't want them wasting time inputting every single thing they have in your fridge. So yeah, it is definitely something that we've thought about, and I'm glad that you also mentioned that as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and also, sorry, just to build upon that, actually, like our second idea after that will be basically to allow our app to basically scan the barcode of each item or whichever items that have barcodes, right? So that will also help with the user experience as well.
Interesting one. Yeah, thank you. Let's go to Deanna and then we'll finish it off with Chris.
Someone who struggles to find a recipe, I would sign up tomorrow for this, to be quite honest.
Thank you.
Struggling, especially, you think of all the cultures in the world that you want to try a recipe, and for me to go and get into Google and try to figure it out this was absolutely wonderful. Well done. Really loved it.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Chris, let's finish it off.
No, just to say, well done. I think it's a very engaging presentation and well done product. The one thing that kind of reminder you might want to think about that might help for is, I understand that this is to help people eat and find recipes, but when you talked about the idea of people sharing the community page, that's a very valuable opportunity there. Turn into little Pinterest of people sharing their food and potentially even have people that you might actually bring awareness to people that love cooking and showcasing their food for greater opportunities of getting their recipes and things seen. So that community page could turn into a gamified experience and a happy experience for people. Like look at Pinterest, how that took off. So being able to like and give comments and ask questions, and that's a good opportunity within them too.
Yeah, no, thank you for mentioning that. And it's how we want to build the community page in the future, where you would have a page for you to just post the things that you've made so far. Because like you said, everyone loves to post pictures, everyone likes to show off their masterpiece. So being able to comment on what other people have posted and also being able to get inspiration from what other people have posted is definitely how the community would kind of shape up to be in the future. But for now, it's just tagging us on Instagram and getting, featured on our page. And as we kind of grow, we would be implementing that possibility to just post directly on the app.
Sounds good. So here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to post the link in the chat for you all to vote. Remember, only the audience votes, so teams and judges don't use that link to vote, just the audience who are not in the teams. But I want to just comment Recipefy because they came ready and they were very good on time. And I know that came because of preparation, right? So I know David was messaging me like 5,000 times. How much time do we have? Can we go over? And they were here to practice multiple times. So that work showed today. I want to just commend them for that preparation that showed in terms of like timing and the sequence and the cadence there. The other thing I wanted to mention was that Cynthia was ready. Cynthia is not a developer, but we saw there was the issue, there was maybe a bug or something, but she ran it from the back end. She went to the back end of the Bubble database and reran it, right? That was great. That you could even tell that there was a challenge. So that's also, but she's the product manager. She's not even the developer. So I just wanted to comment the team on that and just use as learning moment for everyone that you should always be ready and always prepare, and that will show up in the end, right? Whatever you work on works on you. Okay, so let's post that link to the voting. I will put that in the chat. And I see a comment in the chat that EazyCan was also great on time. Yes, that's also true. You guys also were fantastic time-wise as well, as we can all as we all saw. So vote here. Only the audience vote. Put your vote in the chat. It's gonna ask you a couple questions. Okay, it's gonna ask you for your name, And it's going to ask you what product did you love the most today? Okay, so put that in, audience. In the meantime, judges, we will go into a breakout room. So what's going to happen is I'll leave you guys with one of our coaches, Oludi, if he wants to run a quick discussion, share some thoughts, have the audience share some of their thoughts, maybe play some music while myself and judges will go into a breakout room, maybe 2-3 minutes, put the scores together and come back. All good? Okay. Give me 1 second. I will create the breakout room. Okay. So I'm gonna add Conrad. I'm gonna add Deanna. I'm gonna add Chris. I'm gonna add Muiwa. Okay, so we're gonna go into the breakout room and then we will be back in 2-3 minutes. I'll pass this to Coach Oludi to rock with the audience for a bit. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much, everyone, for staying with us for thus far. My name is Oludare, and it's my pleasure having you all enjoying the day with us. Just before they come back, just want to ask, hope you are enjoying your day. Can you just express your feelings about what is happening on the chats? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a great time? Let's just know how you're feeling, please, on the chats. Thank you so much for your time here. That was great. Thank you, Naomi, for that. Yeah. Let's see. Try to tell us how you're feeling. Yes, having a great lot of fun. Thank you. Awesome. Great. Absolutely worth the while. Yeah, great. Love the demos. Thank you. These teams, they've all worked collaboratively together for the last 8 weeks. Some of them are just getting introduced to all this, and they've worked together. They've made a lot of sacrifice, commitments, learning new tools, new technologies, and it's very encouraging. Thank you so much for your comments. Great experience, very engaging and exciting. Thank you very much for your comments. Mind-blowing. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Donna, Justice. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comments and staying with us. It's been a great day, really, because they've worked so hard, and it's an opportunity for them to showcase what they've done so far. And we're so excited for the turnout of events, all the teams. If you want to take it a step further, what product team resonates more with you? Let's see that. What products of all this? Let's see what you want to say individually. What products resonates more with you? You can tell us in the chat. Let's start seeing them coming up. Thank you. Yeah, item 7. Yeah, not to worry. Thank you. Item 7. Yeah. Okay. Recipefy, Unitystash. Yeah, keep coming. Yeah, let's see them. Paycheck. All the various teams have been excellent. They've all put in so much effort, and it's great to have them all. Recipefy, yeah. EazyCan. Techleap. Okay. As a foodie, Recipefy for me, yeah. A lot of people love recipe or not to make some foods. Yeah, kudos to everyone. Okay, Unitystash is resonate with my financial community needs. Okay, that's great. HustleHub, EazyCan, yeah, keep coming. Very innovative indeed. Yes, the teams, they've been very, they've demonstrated a lot of imagination if you see the way they came up with all these products, and then with the decision to go with whichever that their team selected, and they had to make research to learn new things, learn new technologies, learn new tools. And if you are someone that is trying to see, maybe you want to change your career, probably you are thinking, oh, is it possible for me to do it at this point? Whatever thing you're doing, it is possible, because some of these guys, when they came 8 weeks ago, some were really new to a lot of all this. And with myself and a team of our coaches, we were able to guide them up to doing all they've done today, and it's marvelous. I want to say that they were really very dedicated to what they committed to, and we can see the result today. So if you are trying to change your profession as well, you're thinking that, oh, can I jump into that IT career, or can I do that thing? You can do it. It's possible. And so, great. Unitystash, yes. Usually the recording will be later on YouTube. We have the recording once it's processed. Then we have it uploaded on YouTube usually. And if you go to SkillHat's space on YouTube, you'll find the previous recording there as well. All the previous recordings for the other cohorts. You always find them under SkillHat on YouTube.
Hey guys, hey Oludi, thanks for holding the fort while we're away. We're back with some obviously knowing who the highest scores were and all that. But before we announce the winners, I just wanted to go around the judges for them to share their thoughts on what they've seen today and any kind of encouragement or critiques or key things that we want to take away from today. So we'll start off, we'll just go around the room in order have you started. We'll start with Muiwa for your first thoughts on how today went.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks again for inviting me. It's been an absolute pleasure just witnessing everything that you guys have built. I was just talking to Mo earlier and mentioning that just thinking about the amount of time you guys had to come together, come up with an idea, and build something and present it today at the level of quality that you all did has been very, very impressive. And I just want to kind of encourage you guys to just build on top of that. And a lot of these skills are all the training that you're getting up to this point is very important for everything that you're going to do after, right? And so what I'm seeing here is like a really, really solid foundation. And as a hiring manager and leader, these kinds of presentations, this kind of like hard work of going from something that's a bit like abstract, a bit uncertain to something very strong and concrete, like what you guys all developed today and presented on is like exactly what we kind of do on a day-to-day basis. We don't always know exactly where we're headed, and we don't always know everybody that we're working with, but we're able to come together and collaborate and develop something for the world. So I'm really excited to see what you guys all did and what you guys will continue to do.
Thank you. Let's go with Deanna.
What I must say, I was very impressed with everyone. So good job, SkillHat. What most impressed me with everyone in building on what Noah said was that coming together in 9 weeks, what I saw today was a lot of authentic show of your skill set and what you can do as a team and how powerful a team can be. And that's what we look for. It's about being authentic, who you are, also demonstrating that team collaboration and the ideas, even though it's not in the box or outside the box, it was really well presented. And it's just focusing on when you're collaborating and you're presenting is to getting really crisp as you build your skill set on the presentation. So loved it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. We're going to go to Conrad.
Guys, it was a pleasure for me to be here. I really enjoyed each presentation. I want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for the work that you did in that short space of time. Really good. One of the things that I wanted to also mention is that to all the other judges have said, I wanted to add the fact that you were able to, when you had like a challenge come up, you were able to pivot and handle that situation. I think that was wonderful. It shows me that you're thinking on your feet. It was beautiful to see. Continue doing what you're doing, building out. I mean, we spoke about this in the breakout room. If you had more time as well, we would see even more things. So I was really really impressed with what was done today with the teams. Keep going. It was really good to see, and I'm really, really proud of what the work that you've done. Really, really proud of that. So good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Good stuff, guys. All right. And then Chris, what are your thoughts here?
Just number one, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this. As somebody who leads an organization where we have programs for entrepreneurs and to provide funding for them to get them off the ground, I can tell you these are great projects. And to understand that the teams have just come together, just met over like 9 weeks and put these things together, this is quality. And, I'm amazed what I see so far. And I think, a lot of you are onto some great solutions that I hope that you're able to kind of continue or grow or foster, or even take that into other careers as well, that drive and the passion, but the skill sets that you're putting together here, very valuable in the workplace. Come from somebody who's an entrepreneur and built up, I hire a lot of staff, over 25 skill sets I would look for. So thank you.
Fantastic. And with that, let's announce. Can we get a drum roll, please? All right. So coming in third place. So by the way, the third place has a score of 7.22. And the second place has a score of 7.75. So it was that close. 7.22 to 7.75. So coming in at third place, make some noise for Techleap. Third place today. Third place today for Techleap. Coming in at second place, again, with the score of 7.75 out of 10. Make some noise for EazyCan. EazyCan coming in at second place. I know everyone thought they were going to potentially come first. Everyone wanted to come first, but we're all winners here today. And number one coming in at 8.61 out of 10. Please, let's give a warm round of applause and acknowledge the work of the top team today, Recipefy, coming in at first place from the judges. Congratulations to the goat meat connoisseurs. Congratulations. So what we're gonna do now, so congrats on your first place, Recipefy, second place, EazyCan, third place, Techleap. But we're all winners here. This is just the beginning. I just wanted to give a few announcements, and then we'll talk about who the audience voted for. So we've never had the same team win the audience vote and also win the judges vote. So we'll see if that holds consistent today. So stay tuned for that. Before that, though, I want to encourage everyone to join the fun. Okay. So if you are a talented individual looking to improve your skills or transition, and you have completed training in the role you want to get into, but have not landed that role, you should join the Accelerator program, like these guys who have, and build something to showcase those skills. For those who've taken the program, let's put in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you recommend this program to everyone who wants to make that transition and improve your skills? On a scale of 1 to 10. Awesome. Good. 75 out of 10. Okay. Interesting. Thank you all for those comments, and shout out to the coaches as well, which we'll introduce. So join the fun. Our next cohort will start March 22nd. Okay. Register at skillhat.ca/accelerator. The other thing is that if you have not yet been trained at all, say you want to transition into a tech role, you can go through the whole process at SkillHat. You can learn the skills for the first time through our bootcamp training program. We have 5 different bootcamps in business analysis, Agile project management, AI and no-code software development, product design, UI, UX, and then product management. So whatever you want to get into, we can help you do that. Register at skillhat.ca/courses. Okay. And then this is the fun part. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur in the room and you have an idea, put an E in the chat. If you have an idea, but maybe you don't have the team or don't have the funding or don't know how to code, but you have a great idea as an entrepreneur, you can join the next cohort as an entrepreneur. So if you're an entrepreneur, you can join the next cohort of the accelerator and be the entrepreneur who has the vision. And then boom, off the bat, you get a 5-man team of a product manager, designer, BA, developer, and scrum master. And then you get your product at the end. And here's the crazy part. There's no upfront cost. So you do not pay for whatever is built until it's done and if you like it. So it's an amazing offer. You get your product built for free. You get a team. And then only if you like it do you get the product at the end, or do you pay for it. So we're going to take a quick photo of the group. We're going to do an exit photo, an exit clap. We always do this every cohort, just so that whenever you guys get those jobs as a assistant to Elon Musk at Tesla, I can say yes, she was in the SkillHat program. She was in the SkillHat program. So congrats to the group, including judges. We'll take a photo of everyone as well. See if we could take one. We probably have to take two because different screens. So congratulations. Let's see those thumbs up. Let's see a smile or a crazy face. Congrats to everyone today in the SkillHat Accelerator. Say cheese. Hey. Oh yeah, now we're gonna do an exit clap and then we'll announce the audience vote. So let me get my QuickTime screen recorder here. Let's do a new screen recording. We're gonna go with this screen over here. Yes, it's recording. Fantastic. So let's give a warm round of applause to everyone. Let me close this off. A round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. Let's see those hands. A round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. I hear the baby too. The baby's clapping. Yes, let's get the baby clapping. Congratulations to everyone today for your work. And so with that, I'd love to announce the audience vote. And so today, let's see what we have. In the audience today, we had 66 votes, and it was also close, okay? So I'm just gonna announce that the team will have the #1 votes from the audience, and congratulations to Unitystash for having 25 of 26 votes. So Unitystash won the audience vote. Congratulations. And then we had the second as Recipefy and third as EazyCan. Okay. So thank you, the audience, for voting. Before we head out today, let's just hear from our coaches. So shout out to do we have Aki, Oludi, Lisa in the room? Just the coaches who put these teams through the rigor and we're working with them every single day on their products, just to hear from them and follow their work. We'll start with Oludi. Is Oludi in the room?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It's great pleasure having you all. It's brilliant presentations and so proud of the teams. My name is Oludare Olorunfemi. But basically, I've been working with SkillHat, guiding and mentoring and coaching these teams. Since last year, we started this with my organization. Actually, we started last year, and this is the 6th cohort that we guided to this successful demo. I want to say this team, they've worked so, they've been so fantastic. It's a team that has shown so much dedication and commitment to their work. They've had sleepless nights because they work across different time zones. And myself and my colleague, Lisa, we've worked with Akin, another of our coaches, and we've been able to support these teams. They've done so great. And the teams have been excellent, and we're so glad for what they've done. They've learned new tools. They've been able to work. They've been able to make research, new things. All these products you see tonight, 8 weeks ago, we were just bringing different suggestions of products. And we just allocated, they just voted for this, and they started learning all the tools, started learning all that we needed to know about product development. And you can see the outcome today, and they made presentations every week, just like we're working in an agile environment, working with Scrum framework. And so they were making a consistent presentation back to the stakeholders. And we're giving them feedback, and they go back to correct this and to learn other new things. And so very impressed with their outcomes today. And I wish them all the best. I could recommend them to any employer because they have the skill sets to be able to dazzle any employer at this stage. So thank you so much, SkillHat, for the opportunity for us to work together, because myself and my team in Digital Business Consult, we've been working with SkillHat since last year, and we've been able to turn around lives of people, because so many people have gotten jobs, great jobs, high-paying jobs, that we're very super proud of what my team as well, we've been able to contribute to the lives of people all over the places. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you all. Judges, for your time, and the audience for your time today as well, and for your comments and for your support. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Coach Oludi. Just Coach Lisa, let's just jump in real quick, share 1 or 2 comments, and then we'll head out. I think you're on mute. Are you just gonna, you're good with the thumbs up?
Listen, you know me. There has to be one who's not muted, who is muted, and that is always me. Yes, it's been a fantastic cohort. I've met some really, really energetic, really diligent people who are have consistently, week after week, attended classes, attended Saturdays, Fridays. They're there, and they've done really well. I am positive that those who are going to be entrepreneurs, you will get there. Those who are going to go for the high-paying jobs, you will get there. Just keep the end in mind and focus. That is it for me, Mo.
Fantastic. We have three other coaches, Coach Toby, who's our development coach, Coach Josh, who's our design coach, and then Coach Aki, who's one of our product coaches, who I think may have hopped off. Teams, give some love to your coaches in the chat. Even those who aren't here, they're going to be watching the recording. So your developer coach, your design coach, give some love to them in the chat. And that's it, guys. We're done. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We'll look forward to another demo day. Look forward to connecting on LinkedIn. Let's all put our LinkedIn in the chat so we can stay connected. Thank you all for being here today. It's been a pleasure. This is Mo, co-founder here and CEO at SkillHat. Look forward to another demo day. Judges, appreciate your time. Thank you. I'm going to be sending about $10,000 to your accounts each. So just send me your account number and I got you. All right. Thank you so much, teams. It's been a pleasure. Stay blessed and see you at the next demo day.